This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Rabbi Sai, very important word on Chanukah. Haba Aleinu L'Taiva. So Rabbi Sai, very interesting. You're looking through the Parsha. Often Parshas Vayeshev is one of the Parshas we learn before Chanukah or on Chanukah. And the question is there any remez in Parshas Vayeshev to the Neiros of Chanukah? And as far as I know, what we're about to hear is the original thought, really something mind-boggling. I'm going to bring to you a explicit allusion in Yosef's dreams to the Neiros of Chanukah. Mamish, unbelievable.
What?
An allusion, a remez, to the Neiros of Chanukah in Yosef's dreams. I want you to look very carefully. We know in the beginning of the Parsha that the brothers see that Yaakov loves Yosef from all the brothers, and they're not happy about that. The pasuk says, "Vayachalom Yosef chalom." Yosef has a dream. Vayaged le'achav. He tells the brothers, "Vayosifu oid snayosai," and they hated him more. What was the dream that Yosef had? So we would all say, "Oh, the dream is what it's about to say." He saw the bundles in the field, and Yosef's bundle stood up, and the other bundles bowed down to him. No, that can't be the dream. Because after the pasuk says, "Vayachalam Yosef chalom, vayaged li'achav, vayosifu oid snayosai," and then it says the dream about the bundles, the brothers say to Yosef, you think you're going to be our king? Vayosifu oid snayosai. They hated him more. Well, one second. It already said, Vayosifu oid snayosai, after the pasuk, Vayachalam Yosef chalom. So why would they hate him 2 times after only one dream? You hear? You look at the psukim. It says Yosef had a dream. The brothers hated him. Then it says the dream about the bundles, and it says the brothers hated him. So the psukim are very clearly mashma. Yosef had an earlier dream even before the dream about the bundles. You hear? I mean, it's clear in the psukim. It says he had a dream. The brothers hated him. He dreamt about the bundles, and they hated him more. That means he had a previous dream before the dream of the bundles. So the question is, what exactly was that dream? What is the earlier dream? And why does the Torah not tell us about that dream? And in fact, why after? The cows is the third dream. That's after. And after the dream of the bundles, it says they hated him al chaloi moisav. For his dreams. He only had one dream so far. Plural. What do you mean dreams? He only had one dream. So there's an amazing Perush on Chumash from the Bartanura that is very unknown. It's called the Amar Nekeh. Amar Nekeh from the Rabbi Bartanura. So he asks these 2 questions. First of all, the fact that it says Vayosifu oid snayosai, even before it tells us about the dream of the bundles, that implies he had an earlier dream. He asked the fact that it says that they hated him al chaloi moisav for his dreams, that implies he had an earlier dream. Says about Tanura, Yosef had 3 dreams. Unbelievable. 2 that the Chumash tells us about, and 1 that the Chumash doesn't tell us about. What was the first dream that Yosef had that the Torah doesn't tell us about? You have to look in Parshas Vayechi. In Vayechi, after Yaakov died, so the brothers got really nervous. Here they're under Yosef's control. Yosef's in charge of them. Yosef's the king of Egypt. He's going to take revenge. So Yosef tried to console the brothers, right? He tried to calm them down. No, I can't hurt you. There's nothing I can do to hurt you. What does the pasuk say? And the Gemara Megillah quotes, and Rashi quotes this in Parshas Vayechi. Vayinachem oisam. This is a number 4. He consoled them. Vayedaber al libam. He spoke to their hearts. And the Gemara says he spoke words shemeskablim al halev. He said words to them to soothe them, to calm them, to make them feel that Yosef does not want to harm them. What does Yosef tell to his brothers? You ready for this? Rashi quotes this. He says, if 10 candles cannot put out 1 candle, then how could 1 candle put out 10? What's Yosef talking about? He's saying, when I was under your control, you were 10 and I was 1. Were you able to extinguish me? Were you able to kill me? Were you able to harm me? The 10 of you. You 10 guys. Did you harm me? No. Look what happened to me. Rebbeinu Shalom protected me. I'm the king of Egypt. So if 10 candles can't put out one candle, I'm one candle. You think I could put out all 10 of you? If the 10 of you can't harm me, then the one me can't harm all 10 of you. So you say, very nice, candles. What does that have to do with anything? Says the Bartanura, the first dream of Yosef was candles. He saw 10 candles, and they could not put out one candle. That was Yosef's first dream. Yosef's first dream was that he saw 10 candles that were unable to extinguish one candle. So the question is, why doesn't the Torah tell us about that dream? The answer is, because it did not really get on the nerves of the brothers that much. You know why? Because if someone comes to you and says, ha ha ha, you can't harm me, fine. Mind your own business. I never said I could. Right? The first dream of Yosef was, 10 candles can't put out one candle. So he goes to the brothers, you can't harm me. Fine, they said, no sweat off our back. We're not trying to harm you. But they didn't like that he's instigating. So the Torah says they hated him. But the Torah doesn't have to say what the dream was. But then when Yosef is having dreams that they're bowing down to him and that he's the king, and not only are they not going to be able to harm him, he's going to rule over them, those are the dreams that the Torah tells us about. So let's just get this clear. What was Yosef's first dream? He sees how many candles? 11 candles. 10 candles cannot bow down to one. Cannot put out one. Cannot put out one. So he saw 11 candles. He then relates to the brothers the dream that 10 candles cannot put out one. So 11 and 11. 22. Then in Parshas Vayechi he says Nachama. If 10 can't put out one, that's another 11. One can put out 10. 11. So you got it just 4 times. He had the dream. He had the dream. He said it over. He said, if one can't put out 10, you know what? The 44 Neros of Chanukah alluded to in the Chaloim of Yosef HaTzadik. Mamish, unbelievable remez to the Neros Chanukah. And how do we know? No, the second part is Glatstein. But the Bartanura says that the first dream of Yosef were the candles. So I'm just pointing out, according to the Bartanura, it comes out that the first dream of Yosef HaTzadik is a remez to the 44 Neros of Chanukah. And what do you mean there are only 36 Neros of Chanukah? That's a small problem. With the Shabbos. But already in the times of the Rishonim, they bring down, there's an inyan of the 44 Neros you have on your sheet. Chida brings down in many places. Lahalois Ner Tamid Mem Daud is the 44 Neros Chanukah. Or Utavayach Tevach V'Hachein. Utavayach Tevach, the Matei Moshe brings down, is 44 Neros Chanukah. And V'Hachein, Tevach v'achein spell Chanukah. So perhaps we could suggest that Yosef HaTzadik's first dream is a remez to the Mem Daled Neros Chanukah. Rabbi Sai,
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.